see if we have potato.
I like potatoes.
We like potatoes.
I like scallop potatoes and mashed potatoes and baked potatoes. I eat sweet potato fries pretty good.
Oh, and we're live.
French fries.
French fries.
I don't really know any other way to cook potatoes. Put them in pierogies.
Thursday. Do we have audio on Vlog Thursday? There's the other question. Hold on. You gotta unmute it. All right, you're talking about potatoes.
There's my incoherent rambling. It's working.
Yep. All right. So, welcome to Vlog Thursday, episode 81. We're going to talk about DaaS, Duo, and invoicing stuff.
What's DaaS?
We're going to answer
Desktop
questions
as
about
a service?
Desktop as a service.
Okay.
Isn't that what Microsoft's going to?
Yes.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be great. Microsoft's going to go desktop as a service. Everyone's going to go to Linux. It's the year of the Linux desktop,
That's
not
what
as a service.
That's what everybody's been saying.
Yeah, so we're excited about this. Twice baked potatoes, you missed that. Hey, hi from Australia. Audio's good.
Why would you bake it twice?
Twice baked potatoes are damn good, that's why.
I ain't got time for that.
I know, you just want to eat the potato.
Yeah.
And for those of you that are from Michigan, point to where you're from. Someone said, hey, I'm from Michigan, and I replied, I was like, hey, fellow people who I can use my hand to say where I'm at.
There.
Yeah, there. Depending on which way you face. So, yeah, desktop as a service. Is it a thing? Is it real? It's a bunch of BS. Here's how that goes. So I've seen all these people like they're doomsdaying it. Oh no, it's the end of it. No, things are going all web enabled. Why? Because, well, Windows 10 sucks. And still,
That's
it's
an
gotten
understatement.
better. It's gotten better, but just in
It
general,
got better.
Microsoft has not done much for the desktop experience. From the business cycle of looking at it, businesses are sitting there going, hey, I have to pay for the system, it randomly reboots, it craps out, blah, 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 here's all these problems. And think about when you have to update an application. Hold on, let me update my enterprise application all over the place because, there's a new version, I gotta load it on all the computers, that's a pain in the butt. No one's writing new desktop applications. What is everyone writing now? All web-enabled applications. HTML5 is powerful enough that you can do all kinds of amazing things in the web. And because of that, there's not really... DaaS is kind of like a patch and a Band-Aid for people like we were just at earlier. One of our clients is running an enterprise application. Even when they don't update the workstations, they have it on a terminal server because that's the way you run it. It's easier. That way they only have to update the terminal server.
They had a CRT monitor.
No, well, they had a CRT monitor, so yes, it is all about... Yeah. Yeah, so it's one of those things, like, it's a temporary patch. Everything's moving towards web-enabled. For example, everything we do is web-enabled. Matter of fact, you're watching this web-enabled right now because there's no YouTube desktop app that I have to load to even do any of this. We can live stream directly through web applications to give you Vlog Thursday. So that's where everything's going. Our entire invoicing platform. He's on Screen Connect right now fixing a client thing. He wanted to join us for Vlog Thursday, but, he's finishing up a client project right now.
Somebody here has to work.
Somebody has to keep working right now because everyone else is on site working, and then we're here, and me and Steve are like, we're done working.
Yeah.
We solved a big network issue of stupidity.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got oily. It was
that was unpleasant.
It was unpleasant. So, yeah, that's the thing. I see everyone talking about this. I'm not worried about it. I'm going, one, there's a long tail legacy, so there's going to be people running internal terminal servers, people that don't want to put it on there. But for the most part, everything's going web-enabled, and that's why Chromebooks are becoming more popular, because now you can get more and more work done from them, and you don't need as much of a desktop. And the desktop applications become niche things, like, crazy people like myself who have to edit video for YouTube or something. So the market's changing dramatically, but I'm not really worried it takes forever. The reality is we're still supporting Windows XP machines here in 2018.
Yeah.
So we also know how long it takes before anything goes away.
Yeah.
I guess one difference would be if Microsoft turned off all the Windows 10 people.
They'd be doing them a favor.
They'd be doing them a favor. But that also means things like Windows 7 is still popular, huge amount of market share, and people will stay on. I mean, they're barely getting off XP still in the manufacturing world we deal with. So trust me, they're going to be on Windows 7 and until they can't be.
Yeah.
Which there's nothing really stopping them because it's not even end of life yet. And
no.
XP was how many years ago end of life, and they're still
2013?
using it? 2013? Yeah.
Was it 2013?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. It's been a minute.
Yeah. easier for ACLing firewalls. There's every reason to go for web applications. That's the way everyone's doing that. So, Duo Security. So I just ranted about the awful business practices of Meraki.
Nah.
So the kind of Duo. So I've actually met Doug a couple times. He's obviously a local celebrity here, not just in Michigan, but in Detroit. He's hung out with the startup community. Super nice guy. I met him in passing. I don't know him in person or anything, but he shows up at like some of the tech events here, and he spoke a lot. Just I got a nice thing to say about the Duo team. We use Duo. Unfortunately, with Cisco purchasing them, I'm pretty much means the free tier. I think that's going to go away. And in the Cranes article, apparently Doug avoided the hard question of, so is Duo staying here in Michigan, or will Cisco absorb you into the Cisco monster? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's hope Cisco doesn't.
Let me tell you about my dog.
Yeah.
That's how that goes. Like, we're going to change the subject.
Yeah, let's talk about something else. So, yeah. And if you didn't watch my video I posted this morning about the Cisco Meraki debacle, apparently, and this goes back over on Reddit and comes back over on, what do you call it? A few discussions on Facebook and some of the IT business groups. Yeah, the Meraki's well known for doing this apparently. They're like, yeah, we're just going to cut you out of the partner program because now that you've done your work and you did the install, I know you were really hoping to make that recurring revenue selling it, but yeah,
you could just sign right up through us and we're going to save you a lot of money.
We're going to save you a lot of money. So, yeah. We also had an idea. We need some. We want to do some head-to-head like Meraki versus UniFi tests.
Yes.
So we're looking at acquiring some of that stuff for the purposes of testing it. So we're gonna. If someone has a Meraki that works and wants to send it, cool. We'll do it that way. If not, we have an idea how to acquire some Meraki. So someone says you can get a free Meraki with a webinar. So all I got to do is listen to some sales BS for however long the webinar is.
Neat.
Steve's like, I can zone out for an hour and play my
3DS, which is in my pocket right now.
Steve's like, I'll get my 3DS, go through a sales BS webinar, get a free Meraki, and then we just have to deal with harassment from the salespeople trying to sell us their crap. Then
I like pushing all the numbers on the dial pad when I get those calls.
Yeah. So we'll just mess with them for a little while. But we want to do the head-to-head with them, and I'm curious just how they perform, and that will also be my reply to the sales reps who emails with us. Watch our video. See what you think. I don't really know. I don't know if anyone's done a direct head-to-head, and our plan would be put the two devices on the table here, go pick some fixed distances.
Why on the table?
I like the table.
Where else would you put them?
Outside.
We can do them outside too. But
We don't have enough linear line of sight building length.
I want
Talking about just testing
interference.
Wi-Fi.
And what we're going to do is pick a predefined spot, have a laptop setting in the same spot, and we just turn one off and turn the other one on, and we'll see what the differences in power, speed, and connectivity. That's the plan.
Why don't we turn them both on?
Because I think they'll interfere with each other. And
I want to see what one wins that battle.
Well, I want to see what. Yeah, that is going to be like a test. I want to do individual tests, and we want to do what happens when they're both turned on. Do they both? And this is some interesting things about Wi-Fi, because Wi-Fi will interfere with other Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So which one wins that war if they're both next to each other? Because
there should be enough channels to. Hopefully, one of them's smart enough to go to the other one.
Nothing like boosting your Wi-Fi signal but placing it on top of the microwave.
Yeah.
No, you have to destroy and recreate your FreeNAS when you add to a volume. So yes, you do have to do that.
Hi, Kyle.
You can't just drop it and expand. That is a long, I know it's in a future roadmap of ZFS.
How long has it been in the future roadmap of ZFS?
They've had it in prediction for a while. It's really hard to do because of the way
minute.
ZFS designed. Okay. So ZFS doesn't really. Someone says treat the Cisco's like we treated the printers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're fine with that. If anyone just mails us some Cisco stuff, we certainly will stick explosives in it. I mean, we're not opposed to this
Put
at all.
explosives in a lot of things.
We actually had a customer say that I was thinking of giving this old laptop here the mortar treatment like you guys did with the printer.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so there's that. We don't mind getting rid of it. But, yeah, sorry about the FreeNAS. That is a common question. The benefits you get with ZFS, to me, outweigh the fact that you can't just add a drive and expand it like you can some of the other RAID arrays with the auto magical expansions. So, how's your job going there, Kyle?
It's taking
This is
longer
taking
than
longer
expected.
than expected.
Is that also it says on the screen?
That's
It says-
Yeah, that's what it says on the screen.
Verbatim.
We're waiting for GoDaddy to
Sorry
do
for the delay. No,
Yeah.
you're not.
They're not sorry at all. Why do they apologize? They really don't care.
They're gonna upsell you though on a faster.
Upsell me on a faster thing.
You know, I thought with Danica Patrick they'd just go faster.
Yeah.
But now we're
Oh.
just going in circles.
Aw. Thanks, GoDaddy. Downloading from GoDaddy. Yes, definitely get your arrays right the first time because you will regret not having them right on FreeNAS if you don't get them right the first time. But I wanted to address something with you guys.
Oh God.
Oh, God.
Are we
Yeah.
having the talk?
We're having the talk.
Oh God.
So someone didn't think this was a good idea.
Was it me?
No, it was a YouTube person that didn't think it was a good idea. I don't know where you guys stand in it. I think it's a good idea, but I also run the company. So, someone didn't like the fact that you guys actually send out invoices. They like the consolidated billing person idea and thought I was stupid for having my technicians doing the billing. But I'm like, no. It's a delegation to make things more streamlined. You know what you did, you billed for what you did, and you hit send on the invoice.
I would love somebody else to write my invoices.
I know you would like someone else to
I
write your
hate
invoices.
paperwork.
It really comes down to how much do you trust your employees? Do you find your employees to be intelligent enough to be able to send out their own invoices?
Clearly not.
Or does somebody have to hold their hand?
There's most of them that work here can do it. You guys are included in that.
We do, okay, we do occasionally have to hold somebody's hand.
There's occasional handholding.
Well, no, he wrote the invoice. So he was so thorough in making sure he wrote that invoice that he wrote it twice.
He didn't check to see that there was already one.
Yeah.
That happens too. Anyways, so I actually like this, and it makes it overall a lot simpler. And an example is going to be what he did today.
What'd I do?
Well, you replace batteries for a client.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, in client,
You didn't even know he left.
Yeah.
I didn't know he left.
I didn't even get me a Slurpee.
I didn't get him a Slurpee because he left. But an example this would be, client has problem, there's beeping in the server room, bad batteries. Steve goes.
They emailed me in the morning. I
Yeah.
go there. Well, they emailed both of us, but
Yeah.
I went there. He was somewhere else. Batteries went bad on APC. Okay, let me flip through. Batteries installed January 2011. Well, that was a pretty good run.
Yeah.
We had a storm. They finally realized that these things don't work. So I come back. I tell them I'll get them a quote. I sit down at my laptop here, look up the batteries, get the price, send the quote right out. It gets approved that day. They get ordered that night. There's no middleman. There's no breakdown in communication. I don't have to check back with, hey, did so-and-so approve that quote? Hey, did you write it right? Batteries came in today. I grab them. I go. I put them in. Now I just got to write an invoice.
Yeah.
Which will be done in 2 or 3 days.
Yeah. You'll get it done.
Actually, it's already no. It's already an invoice because they approved it in Invoice Ninja because Invoice Ninja does that.
Yes. Now it's already an invoice and it sends it to him.
Yes.
Pay it.
All I have to do is make sure nothing changed from the
Quote to
the
the
initial
actuals.
quote
Yeah.
to the actual, and then just send it again. Say, hey, pay this now.
Yeah. It's a pretty streamlined system we have. I've got a video breaking down our process with Invoice Ninja showing how the steps work inside of it. I've got an in-depth on Invoice Ninja, and I have one that's like a flow chart I made of our process and workflow of just kind of how things happen. But that's, to me, makes a lot more sense. having
Why
people
pay
do it.
somebody for that? Like, I'm cheap.
Well, not only that, what that person does is wander around hounding you, asking you questions about what you did.
I'm okay with that.
Well,
To
no.
be fair, you all do that every day with me anyway.
Yeah, but then they send it to the customer who has more questions, and it comes back to you again, and now
No, it goes to them.
yeah.
Like he takes the orders from them and takes them to the engineers.
Yeah.
But sometimes his secretary does it, and that's perfectly fine because he's a people person.
Do you want to do all of our invoices?
I'm not a people person.
No.
That's just like when Kyle
That's
wanders.
another part of the reason.
Yeah.
He won't do it.
That's like when Kyle wanders in. Kyle has realized that if he wanders in my office, he can get me to do work as long as I don't have to touch that phone. He'll just put it on speakerphone and carry on the conversation while I'm overhearing it and working.
I already connected it remotely. You make this thing go do.
Okay. Do I have to talk to them? No. Okay.
Yeah, and that's a lot of it, just keeping it really simple like that. And
Yeah.
it's a workflow, letting them all interact. and Corey's an example of this too. He's, he gets a question from a client. They're like, hey, can you add this? And a part of a job gets added. He's there to bid it. He's already there on site. They're adding another job for him to come back and do. He just sends them a bill, sends them a quote. Hey, this is what you said you wanted. They click the approve button and invoice.
Sometimes it's not even that. Hey, well, we had one client. She came up to him. Hey, I know I had you here to run 7 wires. Can you run an 8th one for me? He looked right at her. You know how much it costs? She goes, yep. Okay.
Yeah, and I've talked about this. Like,
But we wouldn't have known that unless he communicated it with us.
Yeah.
So he added it to the invoice and then sent it to him. He's the one that knows best what he did when he was there. So.
Yeah, and it's a simple thing. One of the rules, especially when coding wiring, one of the things we always do is we break down if it's 16 drops. We look at the building, we'll come up with a price for the drops, and if they, like you said, you add one more drop to it, no problem. The price is there. Just change the quantity.
Yeah,
and
to
away you go.
17.
To 17, and
We don't
bill
have
it.
we don't have ambiguous billing. It's not like it's this whole round number for a mysterious ambiguous amount of money. Or
It's
for
not
work.
like it's a
break it
couple
down.
$1,000s for an old firewall.
Yeah. We
So-
line item what we do and how much it costs.
Yeah.
So it's easy. You know how much it costs to add another line.
And
Yep. There you go.
Shy of it being like a physical item or involving a physical item, it's usually the same price next time, and the time after, and the time after.
Yep. So it is keeping it simple is just one of my founding rules here, because I don't
Flat rate, all the things.
flat rate, make it easy for the client to understand, make it easy for the client to pay you, make the entire process very frictionless.
We don't have to think about it very hard.
Yeah,
Plus.
everyone involved is better off for it. So that's kind of the philosophy on that for those of you wondering, because someone's like, well, I don't like this, and there's always going to be some YouTube haters.
I mean,
whatever.
I kind of get it when you're dealing I guess we also don't get the volume of questions that some places get. Like
well, our
Ford
invoices
or
are
that-
pretty detailed.
That
as well.
too.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we had people calling every 5 minutes about invoices being paid or not paid, and that I could kind of see the purpose of somebody like that, but we don't.
Yeah.
It's all cleared and detailed, and
And
It's
we have
paid.
a web panel, so you can see what invoices you have.
yeah. And you can
So-
just email us directly.
Yeah.
Because again, it's all direct. You just email us. I don't know.
Email is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It works.
You got it or me?
Yes, that's
Okay,
good. Keep
I'll-
an eye
I'll
on it.
stare at
keep an
this
eye on
thing.
it. So,
Oh,
Bye,
it's
Corey. Bye, Corey.
Want to join us for a second, Corey? Why not? It's live.
He doesn't sound too sure.
yeah.
So me
You
and
don't
Corey,
have to, Corey.
Nobody's making you.
We won't make you do it, Corey.
I'll be on the video.
Yep. You gotta come say hi
Like-
for a minute. So Corey's been out working, and now he's not.
Now he's not.
Yeah, just
No, I'm
walk
still
in front of it.
I gotta
Doesn't
do
matter.
some quotes and
Why
I
is your
gotta go to Holy Cow tonight.
Don't
Oh,
ask
yeah.
questions.
Okay.
Okay. I think I'm in the video.
You're in the video.
You're in the video.
Hey, look, he's on the screen.
Yeah.
So
I don't like him behind me.
Corey looks kind of sweaty because it's hot out and he's been working.
Little lower. Little lower.
He's really tense in
It was
this
hot in
area.
that school.
Like right in this area.
No, no, no.
I could use a massage
I
there.
don't think Corey's about that.
No, not about that.
But we're talking about, and Corey's one too, and I'm not going to keep him long because he's got a task he needs to complete, and yeah, he knows what it is. But this is what we're talking about, how we kind of keep it really simple. So me and Corey went and bid a job this morning, and Corey
People
put this,
think it's weird that
we actually have each person invoicing, and you're like,
in writing quotes versus one unified person.
Yeah.
yeah, we make it easy. So Corey's actually going to invoice whatever he did today.
Yeah.
Sweaty.
That one's ready.
Should-
The junior high camera
Cool.
system's
He just
ready.
finished
You
one of
put 'em all
our
in?
school districts we work
They're
with.
in.
Why didn't you tell me and I could have added the cameras and you point them?
None of the switches are there ready.
Oh,
They
okay.
haven't done any of that. So
So none of them are
Spinning our
factually
wheels.
on the network.
none of them.
They're physically installed.
Yeah, this
All that
happens
matters.
too. So
An
Corey-
attempt was made.
An attempt was made. We are so far ahead of schedule that the client doesn't have their switches installed that we're supposed to plug everything into. So that happens.
I'll send an email.
We'll send an email and figure out what that happens. Well, you're watching business happen in real time here. This is we just learned this from Corey.
This is the face I make most of the day. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, we're so Johnny on the spot with things. We're so ahead of schedules. Even the customer, one of our new clients that we got is impressed. Like, we show up every time they call. We answer the phone every time. They're almost like surprised because of dealing with the previous company has been such a mess.
Kind of makes
How's
you
that
wonder, how
previous-
do people stay in business if they don't answer
How
the
is that
phones?
previous company doing?
Oh, that's right. That competitor of ours filed bankruptcy, and we've been laughing at it. And
All day.
I don't normally participate in laughing at other misfortune.
What a bummer.
It's not misfortune when you
When
just
you do it
It's
to yourself.
mismanagement, I
Yeah.
believe.
When
That
you
would
shoot
be the
yourself in the knee.
You're right. This is mismanagement, not misfortune. This competitor filing bankruptcy. We are completely just amused.
It's not
by
even
it.
just mismanaged.
It
Like it's
happens.
just disaster because
It
it's
happens.
you have all these people that they just took money from
And unscrupulous business practices.
unscrupulous doesn't
That's a
begin to
$5
describe.
word.
I know. That's my big word
That's
for
a
the
good
day.
Scrabble word there.
Unscrupulous.
Unscrupulous.
I'd never get those letters in Scrabble.
Yeah, that is.
Like,
I
I'll be
don't
honest,
think you can have that many.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not sure I could spell it.
On you
Well-
and scrupulous.
That.
Yeah.
The spelling bee segment of the show.
The spelling bee segment here. Yeah, the first thing we had to do is replace the firewall, and I might do a debrief video of everything we've had to do because it's kind of hacky the way we kind of went through things. We were like ARPing the network and everything else to find and discover all the random devices, and they have a couple.
He was ARPing stuff. I just go up there and start unplugging stuff like
Yeah, I was ARPing and pinging. Steve's unplugging the switches.
Yeah.
We're guessing passwords.
I'm gonna
because-
climb up on this roof. I'm gonna follow this wire. It goes to this thing. This thing's blinking a lot. Hold on. Hey, everything's fine,
Old
guys.
company can't find a password because they decided that they were going to go with the new company. So they magically couldn't find a password for a few days, and then all of a sudden, oh no, Chrome still got the password saved. We're good. We,
Yeah.
we logged into an admin account and made our own.
Yes, we have pulled passwords out of Chrome. Thank you, Insecure IT guys, for saving them in Chrome on a computer we found, so we can get into machines that you guys don't know the passwords to. We got into their free PBX system. Good news, there's a way to reset it, but I didn't want to reset anything if I could just get in and create our own admin accounts. We backed it up, so we're good on that. Then we did, what else did we do?
I forgot.
We
We
found
replaced
that
the firewall.
admin and admin turned to be out the password to a few different things, like some of their wireless devices.
Yeah.
That's a safe password.
That's the
Oh,
same.
yeah.
admin
That's
admin's
the
a
best
great
password.
That's the best password. Like, it's just, yeah.
That's the password of my UniFi
Yes,
controller.
link layer discovery protocol for the win. That helps a lot too.
And you
uh,
can't get it out right there.
Yeah. So
And it
LLDP
never
definitely that helps too. If they really need some managed switches, that would definitely improve things. So first thing is put out all the fires so employees can get back to work. And it's amazing how long this other IT company was kind of able to half-assedly maintain the network so they can keep doing business. But finally, once it got so bad that their phones weren't ringing and their emails weren't doing and they couldn't get into their enterprise application for billing and shipping, that's when they realized that interfered with their ability to actually make money at this company. And this company has multiple locations. It's a big supplier company, and yeah, it just finally was like, okay, everything came to a halt.
We replaced their hodgepodge FreeNAS with a.
Just take a whole
or
bag,
not
Corey.
FreeNAS.
There's a bunch of them there.
I don't know, bag.
You will if you taste
I'm
one
on the
piece.
Try one. Dip it in the.
The sauce went away.
I'm about to go knock my invoicing out here.
Yeah, beef jerky was on sale, so there's a bunch of bags of it just off screen here.
Somebody may or may not have a beef jerky problem here. I'm
Yeah.
not pointing any
I'll
fingers.
sell the hot salsa too. I gotta
Corey's digging into the beef jerky over there.
Yeah.
There's lots of free food here.
It wasn't free. You paid for it.
Someone asked about the sensitivity on the G3 cameras for the motion sensing. I will comment on that. That's a play around with it type thing.
Yeah.
To figure out what it varies
No.
from different room to room.
There are actually sensitivity settings for it, I believe.
That's-
There are. That's what someone asked. What do you set it at? You set it at whatever works for you. That's
You-
why.
Oh.
You set it
there's
at the
not-
first one on the list, you walk into the room, you see if it triggers. If it doesn't, you go back and set it lower.
Yeah, and then they got the different. Well, they got a slider option where you can do the blackout part. So
Yeah.
we've had to we have part of it. So when
The cars on
the cars on
the road.
Pennsylvania Road where we're at, when they go by, we've got that blocked
Don't
out.
tell them where we are.
Yeah, don't tell people where we are. Oh, fun idea. So, yeah, crawling through trust me, there's not too many SNMP devices on here. Or we haven't gotten that far. There's just not a lot of stuff on there. Well, there's some automatic drawing tools. I don't care about the drawing tools, honestly. People get too excited about them. They look pretty. But We mostly just throw it all in spreadsheets. I just did how we nmap into spreadsheets as a video. That is probably one of the easiest ways to get started. Nmap, throw it in a spreadsheet, find open ports, and start organizing.
The drawing's cool, but you still gotta wander around there and figure out where it physically is.
Yeah, the physical layer part matters.
Is the harder part because there's a switch in a ceiling somewhere.
Oh,
The
yeah.
good news is we know somebody that
Wild goose chase.
can draw really well in Excel, so we can still do it in a spreadsheet.
Yes,
They made a map.
they did. They did of a marina.
Like the entire marina is just colored in cells. It's really kind of impressive.
Who did that?
The marina.
All right.
Oh, so lots of fun.
I'm gonna go down invoicing.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, that's good.
Well, I mean, you kind of line the boats up in a grid, I guess.
Yeah.
Corey's going back.
There
to
are
the other
blue
room.
cells and green cells, and all the docks are on it, and it's
Yeah.
identifiable.
I showed the client the UniFi system, and they looked at. They go, "That's pretty cool." I said, "We can replace all your switches with all UniFi, UniFi wireless,
Switch
UniFi
up
switches. Here's what the dashboard looks like. You'd be able to have visibility into all your stuff." He goes, "That looks like it'd make managing this easier." I said, "If we
Sure
wouldn't-"
would.
I said, "You've already spent enough with me and Steve troubleshooting. You could have bought at least 2 of the switches so far."
That one.
And, you
That
know,
happens.
yeah, it won't take much more. We're gonna do the cleanup work on Saturday.
Don't use a 10-foot cable when a 1-foot cable will do.
Oh God, I know.
Patch
it's-
panel to switch.
Don't run a wire by drilling a hole in a wall, going up the wall, over the ceiling, attaching to whatever pipes you can find, and then just putting a Wi-Fi point somewhere.
Yeah. So
It's a great Wi-Fi access point, though. It's just a little box.
yeah,
It's a little box with a wire into an external antenna.
it's craptastic. It's awful. So this company, the IT company, did it. Just there's no consistency in the boxes they
Do you
install.
think they come with those antennas by default?
No,
Or
it's separate purchase.
okay.
I do know that. You can buy them and you pick the antenna you want.
Okay.
That's how they work.
I didn't know. I
Um,
never.
I've seen them before.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I haven't.
They're old. They're not new. They've been around. Yeah.
I
Pretty much-
gathered that.
Yeah. Pretty much everything this IT company installs is very old, not new.
Their camera server just makes a noise.
Well, the other server has the power supply dangling on the outside of it. Did you see that?
Well, the camera server, at least the power supply is inside, but it makes a ticky noise.
Yeah, these guys. And I'm fine if we do this ourselves. We'll custom build servers sometimes, but
They custom built all the servers, but
and
not
half
very
asleep.
well.
Yeah, everything is done awful.
Custom built it, and about half of it made it in the case.
Yeah.
Yeah, half of it's not in the case. They just got everything dangling out of the cases. The Wi-Fi. I don't know if I posted a picture on my Twitter. I'll post a picture on my Twitter. One of the Wi-Fi's is dangling in the janitorial closet above the
Hot water heater.
Hot water heater.
Yep.
So they have the antenna wire and the cables, and they dangled them over the pipes.
I'm curious because I didn't look. Did they zip tie the wires for the antenna to the pipe?
No.
Okay.
And I'll give them this. They did hang them on the cold water return, not the hot water, so it didn't
Well, that's
melt.
good.
So thumbs up to those
I don't
guys
think
for
it would have melted, but
maybe, yeah. It's
like
so
if the
messy.
water's hot enough to melt that cable through a copper pipe, you're not gonna have hands when you wash them in hot water.
It's coming right. It's a commercial hot water tank. It's hot coming
It's a
out. It
commercial,
cools
I
off by
know.
the time
I
it.
guess.
I don't know. Either way, it's awful. It's awful.
Terrible. Oh,
Ooh.
Whoa, interesting.
I am. Yeah. I don't know my own strength. I
Yeah,
guess
Steve has wobbled the table.
I've damn near flipped the table.
Yeah. I did laugh though. Someone sent us a message and they want us to make a video on something because the other person's video is too complicated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it was how do you do the VLANs inside the edge router combined with some other rules? And I'm like,
That video was super succinct from what it sounds like because we just did this the other day.
yeah, and
It's
we
the same
are.
thing.
We actually have some VPN videos coming up on the edge router and the UniFi routers and everything else. But it was one of those things. Now the UniFi, the white box routers, we use dashboard. The VPNs, how easy to set up, Steve? Like if you
I did it.
Steve did it.
Yeah,
yes.
There was a lot of, I have no idea what I'm doing as he was
I was
doing
just
it.
winging it on the edge router, but I did it. It wasn't actually that bad. I sat down in a day, did it all, and
Right. But you got to remember, you can do complicated networking with the edge router.
you do have to add a rule to tell it don't talk to the edge router, though, if you want a private network.
I really loved when I was on a VLAN. I could just log into the management port of any other VLAN.
Oh,
That's
crap.
my favorite.
My turn.
Yep.
Yeah.
His turn. He's gonna answer the retail phone.
Oh God.
Oh God.
There's so many things.
So many things. But yeah, it's one of the things about it. Some people think that there's just like, oh, it's just one click. Hey, don't get me wrong. It's an amazing
That's how it is for the
sub
USG.
$100 edge router. But the other side of that is, it's still sub $100. It's not going to be one click easy. That's part of it. Now the UniFi line is a little better on there, but if you want to create all these VLANs and multiple Wi-Fis with this, it is a complicated setup. Sorry about that, but I know it's funny because I just think some people are looking for some type of shortcut, and there's not always one out there to do these things. So I just want to make people aware of that as much as I can. What else was I going to talk about?
He's actually talking to the customer that I'm working with.
Oh yeah,
I can hear him.
Steve's on the phone with a customer that he's fixing the computer with. The customer decided to call because chat is too hard. I don't know.
I saw him take control for a second. He went to go type, but then he said, screw it. And then the phone rang.
Yes, I also added, and they added a new feature on the Amazon store. So we're going to group together some of the different things.
Can you do that now? I was
Yes,
actually
they
going
just
to ask
added
you
that.
Oh,
They just
thank
added
God.
that feature.
Because it's a little weird, like server, access point, hot sauce, server.
Hot sauce, yeah. So now we can group things together like hot sauces and servers. Yes, we use Debian for most of our client server stuff. Oh, someone's like, hey, if you call the retail, you can make people get out of their seat. We were going to ask you guys about that. So we might bring a phone here and we'll put people on live because how could that go wrong? And we're going to create a special extension just for Vlog Thursday, and that way we can just put you on speakerphone. Because, somebody might want to call and ask questions instead of type, and I thought that might be
Because as
fun.
it turns out, typing is hard.
Typing's hard. People like to call. This customer could have typed because we're logged into their computer, but they chose to call us. So maybe we're going to do that for next Vlog Thursday. That's definitely on our to-do list here.
If we get around to it.
You got a question? All right.
Would you like to ask it? Okay.
All right. Okay. Yeah, we have to get going soon because there's actually work to do today. We have been
Busy.
busier than usual. We kind of like to relax in July and August.
Historically, we were allowed to.
My phone's broke.
Really?
It rebooted me and the clients earlier, and then it just rebooted again.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Should have bought that one.
Why
You
no
should've.
servers and hot sauce? Yeah. So, we have, if you look through my videos, we have one, what is that thing called? The Klein tools. If you search my YouTube channel for Klein tool, that's what we're using for testing the cables and that. I've done a review on it. It's a great tool. I seen Chris reviewed it, and I've looked at it in the past, the Pocket Ethernet thing. We were talking about that. I think Willie likes the nettool.io.
What's the Pocket
I
Ethernet
will say
thing?
the net tool looks a little cooler.
The
Like,
net
the app
tool-
looks really sharp on that one.
Yes, they did. They have a lot more polished design.
There were 2 links in the chat earlier. You have to go look at them.
I don't read any of that.
Yeah, there's a shortcut. Call Orange Systems. Hi, Kyle. He's watching this live. That Kyle.
Oh, that Kyle.
That Kyle.
There are too many Kyles.
Yes. That one. So,
Did we get a battery?
what?
It's ordered.
We ordered the battery.
We ordered the battery, sir. So, that's the local that came in here. Why not FreeBSD on my laptop? Because I like Wi-Fi working.
Why not? What?
Someone asked why I don't have FreeBSD on my laptop, and it's because I like Wi-Fi working. So, Chris reviewed the Pocket Ethernet, but before Chris reviewed it, I actually had an idea, and I'm ordering a Raspberry Pi. So if you look through my Twitter, you'll see I was talking to a dude who's working on a pretty cool network discovery tool based on a Raspberry Pi. And I'm thinking this will be a fun open source project. So we'll create a Pi that you can take into a network, drop it off and leave it there, and have it scan through and use LLDP and all the tools to start creating maps of networks. Then you'll be able to SSH back into it and gather data and reconnaissance on networks remotely. And this is kind of handy for some clients because you're like, look, there's a big mess to sort out, and a lot of it is just waiting for Nmap to run. And Nmap is just such a great tool for this. You can run Nmap, you can do some PCAP captures, packet capturing with like Wireshark, and away we go. So yeah, it's That's something
Wireshark
else
Week.
we're looking at, and we would.
I like that.
What's that?
Wireshark Week.
We should have Wireshark Week.
Wireshark Week. I like it. So yeah, I actually want to build a project like that, and I want to reach out to this guy who's not made it. He didn't put it like on a repository anywhere. He just created the file, and but I want to work with him and get the list of tools and protocols. And he's writing a web interface for it, and get
Neat.
the project posted on GitHub or GitLab.
I was gonna
or-
say, are you planning on using GitHub?
I will use GitHub because I'm used to it. Sorry, I want to use GitLab, but I'm not used to it. I know. I guess I could get used to it. It's still based on Git, so there's that. I gotta move all my projects over. I started to do that because we were all enraged when Microsoft bought them, and then we all went back to sleep on it because
They haven't done anything horrible yet.
well, enrage only lasts about a week in the tech community. We hate whatever's going on that
We
week,
move on.
and then
Until they do something
we
else
all
to
have
remind us
ADD.
we hate them, yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, like teenage girls.
Yep. So kind of like a remote probe
I'm not speaking
that's
to
going
Becky this
to acquire an address on a network and call home via like a VPN, so you'll be able to get back into it. That or set up like SSH reverse proxy, and you can do that so you can have it connect to your server somewhere, and that like with a persistent connection. That way you could always pipe back into it and execute commands back and forth. So that's definitely an option on there.
I don't know why I didn't bring that with me.
I
don't
was
know why
actually
you
a little
didn't either.
surprised you didn't.
I don't know what I'm doing in life anymore, guys.
Yeah, GitLab does have a great import system for doing that. So that's definitely something we can do is just import my stuff over. I'm going to do it eventually, but it's not today. I will wait for Microsoft to do something horrible. I'm not saying they won't. I'm not saying they will. They are a very different company, so there is that. They haven't done a lot of horrible things as of late. They've been trying to earn the trust of the general public. Not easy to do when you do horrible things. But don't worry, Cisco's doing horrible things, I'm sure. So, sure, a Pyjan, yeah, Pyjan Trojan.
Hygiene horse.
Well, there's another topic if you want to talk about the hacker culture and installing equipment in places and hiding it. But that's a whole nother. This is not. And here's the thing: the reason I push for people to know a lot of this stuff is it's invaluable
Yay.
when you take over a disaster network that's completely undocumented. Bring the scanning tools, hammer around on that network, and find all the damn equipment. And that's been what we've had to do. We have a PF Sense at the head end of their network. We put a new firewall in, got a VPN between their sites going. PF Sense has Nmap. You can load Nmap right on PF Sense. So right from there, right from the rip, I can go into the PF Sense box. So I'm on the edge of their network. It sees all the different segments of the network simultaneously, and I can scan away and start finding devices, looking for things, and finding conflicts, and just hammering out what is all the stuff on their network, because the other IT people just plugged all kinds of things in. There's a few hundred devices, and we're just trying to find out what they all are, what switches are where, and everything else. So it's great to know all those tools. And in the way me and Steve solved like some of the problems, we got on one segment of the network and we just kept ARPing for stuff, and then you ARPed again after you moved a couple things because we weren't sure what they were, and you do some diff between the two outputs, and you're like, hey, cool, here's the difference between the network now and the network when I ARPed it the first time, the second time. And having Linux sitting on my laptop, I'm like, okay. And in 10 minutes, we found all the devices we needed to find and started going, hey, these are cameras, these are the TrendNet wireless things that these guys have plugged in. And then we started sorting it out and guessing the passwords and resetting it. So knowing all that is just, it's invaluable. So having those tools at your fingertips with like a Raspberry Pi or something, I'm always the most impressed when I meet another tech guy who's got Linux on his laptop being a network troubleshooter. If I see Windows on their laptop, I'm always like, oh, sorry. You're going to try and get that Windows thing to try and sort all this out.
Hard mode, do it with a Chromebook.
Well, now the Chromebook runs Linux apps. It's less
Now.
hard mode. Now. Yeah, so. CloudShark has supposed talks using Raspberry Pi as a network capture probe. Yes. They've been trying to behave. Tons of support from them on Kubernetes. They have been hiring tons of Kubernetes. Good idea. Yes. Yeah, these are all just fun little projects, and I'm going to do some maybe videos on walking through what we do. It's one of those things because there's not like just a process. So much of it starts with just running Nmap and logging into crap, moving into ARP and things like that. But there is, and overall, you're just hammering away on a network until you can find all the devices and sorting it all out as a discovery process.
However, that would be a cool video, the discovery process. And
Yeah. How do we get in there? And we'll do it with our network. We'll just come in and ARP away at our network and say, here's all the things and crap that's connected.
Cell phones.
How
and
you do
watches.
vulnerability assessments and things like that. That's how you run some of the Nessus tools and these Nessus, yeah. Run that against there so you can start finding all the outdated old vulnerabilities that are all over the damn network. So it's such a mess everywhere we go. Oh man, this is the fun of what we do. But this is why we get paid well to do it, because it's a lot to know.
You like it a little bit, don't you?
I enjoy it.
It is actually fun.
There's actually a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm getting paid to hack a network and, and that we had to, or just run around resetting boxes and stuff because nobody knows any damn passwords. So they got the password of the spreadsheet. I like how the
various passwords.
Various passwords. It's the guest list that these guys try. They don't document anything. They installed it too. I did confirm. This company did the install. And they don't document at all, so they had a password list called various passwords. Basically, here's the guest list of all there's 9 passwords.
It didn't say what the passwords went to. It was just a list of try all of these passwords on every device.
Like IT people. And how does this guy, as a company, have allegedly a larger staff than me? And I know where his building is.
It's a big building.
He's got a 20,000 something square. He's got a big damn building. It's a lot bigger than mine. And I'm not jealous, it's not about the size, it's about the knowledge. And
I've seen pictures of the inside of the building. This one's better.
This one's better. That's sure too. So, yeah. Cleanup's the worst part, but it's worth it. We did a cleanup. We had a great meeting today with a client. They got us in on the cleanup, turned into an entire consulting proposal that we're going to do, and it even led to they may be flying us out to a couple other remote locations. So there's it's all starting somewhere, because someone says, why do you even bother with the cleanup jobs? I'm like, because you got to start somewhere. Sometimes it's an end with some of these clients.
A lot of the cleanup jobs end up being, managed service jobs or anything like that afterwards.
Yeah. We've had stuff that starts as, hey, do you do this little wiring thing? Next thing you know, we've got 9 car dealerships because someone asked if we do that wiring thing. That's exactly the message I got on a text that started that entire, God, they've spent a few hundred, it's been, easily $250,000 in the last, not that long, with us. Just all the buildings we've rewired for them, and all started with, hey, do you do that wiring thing? And
everybody needs cleanup.
Everybody needs cleanup, and now it's done to, we've got new projects, we've done complete new build-outs, and in large-scale equipment deployments. I mean, this is the client that's now putting Cat 6A in as another add-on. We already wired these buildings once, now we're wiring they needed more Wi-Fi units. They decided to go with a new system, and it's all Cat 6A. So it's a great job. It's we got man lifts and a whole crew working there. So it's that's why we start with them. It turns into very lucrative business for us with good margin too. That's the important part. By the way, margin. If you're not working on it, if you think you're just going to do this for $5 less than the other guy, we already know our billable rate is actually, it looks like a little bit higher than the other companies. But our quality rate is a lot higher, so they don't mind at all our rate, because we solved in fewer hours what they had billed them 13 hours for.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
So it made a huge difference.
Like a few dollars more per hour, but 10 hours less is, you still come out ahead with us.
Yep. And that makes it hard to do for some of that, because when you're really good at it, you're actually cheating yourself out of money.
Do you feel bad because you're too good at your job?
Do you feel bad because, you're too good at your job? So this question comes up a lot. How do you handle DHCP when you have Windows Server with Active Directory, pfSense, and Wi-Fi? That's really simple. You make Active Directory and DHCP on the Windows Server like you're supposed to. There's not a problem. You uncheck the box.
And sometimes it works.
Yeah, sometimes it works. You uncheck the box in pfSense that says DHCP server to off, and then you let Windows handle it. That's not, and this is just, Active Directory is highly dependent on DNS, and because it's so highly dependent on DNS, you really want Active Directory to be the head end of your network. You also want Windows to know where all the damn computers are, so you should have Windows properly configured. That's the key. Because when Windows isn't properly configured, it doesn't work right. When we do a new install, which I like doing a lot, build brand new Windows Server, set up DHCP, set up all the DNS properly on there, pfSense at the head end. It's a wonderful working network. You make sure you got the scope right, you make sure you got your DHCP reservations right, it will work perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it. You're asking, well, what about DNS filtering and fine-grained DNS? Well, if you're going to go DNS filtering and you want to do something fine-grained on a pfSense, you're going to have to lose Active Directory for that. That's going to break a lot of things. That's probably not the headache and what you're looking for. So if you are running a Windows network, you have to do what we do, and this is how we solve it for our clients. It's the same answer I give all the time. We have an endpoint solution we load on every workstation. That's how we manage threat protection. That's how we're going to manage where they go online and web filtering, content filtering. We're doing it at the endpoint level. That way we're controlling every workstation on the network. Now, your edge devices go on a separate VLAN. You know, your BYO, being your own device. And for this, you're going to go ahead and make your own DHCP server on a separate VLAN from their main ones where their Windows computers are connecting. Because phones, unless they need to be authenticated against Active Directory, they're going to run on another DHCP server that runs on a VLAN that's sitting on your pfSense, for example. And then you can filter them under a completely different policy because you're controlling the DNS at the pfSense level. You can split networks like that and they work. There's nothing wrong with doing it. It's just planning and doing it out. I just been really busy. I have a few planning videos that I'm working on, so I can kind of show you because we built like the Rev.Fun network, and I'm going to show how we built it.
Yeah.
Kyle's got to see it with the camera networks and the secret Wi-Fi networks, and not really secret, just hidden Wi-Fi because they don't need to be publicly viewable. And then we have publicly viewable Wi-Fi networks, and then we have access policies and restrictions on those networks to keep it from going too fast, so the bandwidth doesn't get saturated. I mean,
when you have like 100+ people in there, they're supposed to be playing. They're not supposed to all be watching YouTube or Netflix. So,
yeah, but they will.
Yeah, I know.
So we restrict their bandwidth and everything else. Yeah. You gotta do a video about Cat 6 different brand names, Cat 6 CCA. I don't know if they make copper clad Cat 6. God, I hope they don't. Never buy the copper clad aluminum. That stuff's awful. The people from Show Me Cables did a video on it. My problem is I don't want to buy any copper-clad aluminum because I'll never use it.
Because we don't want it.
We don't want it. But if you look for Show Me Cables or type in the difference between copper-clad aluminum versus copper cables, there's like a 2-minute video from Show Me Cables. And Show Me Cables, according to their YouTube video, never sells any of the copper-clad aluminum. And they do the cool test. They just take a lighter. And you can take a lighter to this, and it's going to be stinky, but it works. If you take copper-clad Cat 5, Cat 6 network cable, and you hold a lighter to it, it just melts because it doesn't. Also, the bend test, you can't bend aluminum. It doesn't have the same tensile strength. It doesn't have the same curve. So you can't bend aluminum, and pulling on aluminum will break it. So copper, way better.
Aluminum sucks.
Aluminum sucks for cabling. Sorry. So yeah.
It's okay. We can't get it here anymore, anyways. It's more expensive.
It's more expensive. Stupid aluminum. Ooh, M&Ms. Well, you like candy.
I want an M&M. Thank you.
Do I like IP Helper? Is it like Hamburger Helper, but for IPs? I don't know. I don't know what IP Helper is.
I thought that went in the
What
bathroom.
is IP Helper? I'm not sure. I probably know what it is if you told me what it is.
It's a mannequin hand. You get to
So-
hold your dong while
That's,
you're...
yeah. It's like that movie. What was
I'm
that?
breaking it. We've been playing with this since the other day.
What was it? Balls of Fury? The ping pong movie?
Ban CCA. I got thing.
Or
What?
Mossy
I got a
Oak?
ground wire.
What about CCA?
But well, so they should ban CCA. I don't know.
Wait, that CCA?
Copper clad aluminum.
Oh,
Yeah,
not that CCA. I was
Right.
thinking the other CCA.
No. Yeah.
CCA, what are you thinking of?
Correction Corporation. of
Oh,
America.
DHCP
Oh,
relays.
privatized
Yeah.
prisons.
What is someone have a question about DHCP relays? They work. I've set them up before when I've had to relay between networks.
They relay DHCP.
They relay DHCP. It's
Kinda in the name.
It's in the name. Ooh. Steve got a tube. That's
Carbon
relay.
nanotubes.
I'm more interested in this. That's cool.
Windows Server World for PXE. What about it? I don't use it. There's not a Windows server in this building. Don't worry. We definitely do.
virtual
Windows.
one.
Oh, wait, yes,
Wait.
there is.
Oh, it was not
It's
mine.
not on. It's a customer's, but it's here.
Wait, what?
Wait, yeah. No, you're right. There's one here because it's a customer. It belongs to the
Oh, yeah.
accounting people. Yeah. Oh, okay. IP helper forward to broadcast traffic.
Neat.
Yeah. You can use MDNS. Is that kind of traffic? I guess it depends what traffic you want. Is it just the broadcast traffic, or I don't know. I guess I don't know the questions that are being asked.
Yeah,
So
you might have to call us out.
what?
Yeah, I know he left.
I tried to get him to.
What? Oh, you gotta call me.
Should have opened Notepad or something. Put all your
No, he
passwords.
already left.
You can
Put all
tell
your
we're all
passwords
very
on the
distracted
screen.
today because we're so worn out from working on everything. But we're gonna start wrapping this up here because
I'm gonna go home and play Conan Exiles. That's what I'm gonna do.
They've been playing Conan Exiles. I've been out.
It's got a dong slider.
I believe it's
Yes.
called the endowment slider. Thank you
They
very
have an
much.
endowment.
It's got a reason to not wear pants in a game.
Apparently, they like video games where you
The
don't wear
physics
pants.
are the good too. Like when it's windy out,
I always feel a little weird when I'm climbing a rock and it's like,
it's dragging.
yeah.
Yeah. So, anyways, they want to go play video games. I'm going to go old school and go hang out and ride on my 1970s Honda scooter.
Dirty
You know,
hipster.
I'm a dirty hipster. I know.
With your avocado toasts and
I'm gonna go have avocado toast and ride a scooter from the 70s.
Go home and try and log on to Conan with his typewriter.
Yes.
Bluetooth
I'm gonna
typewriter keyboard.
I
go
know.
get a Bluetooth typewriter keyboard.
Those are
to play
things.
You
games
should
on.
get one.
No, that's dumb.
Mostly to make fun of them.
Yeah. I now broke this. And see, we're all fidgety now because we are really exhausted. I've been working since early this morning.
We're all
I gotta go
jacked up on Mountain Dew.
We're all jacked up on Mountain Dew and Red Bull. It's been a long day, man.
Speaking of, was that Red Bull free?
Yes, that Red Bull was free. I got a
Awesome.
free Red Bull today. And I'm hitting, what do they call that? The caffeine crash, when all the caffeine
Yeah.
runs out of your body and you're just like, I need to go do something. Like, look, we were
Eat a bag
pounding
of
away with
M&Ms.
passwords. Steve's making flowers out of network cable. It's
That's the saddest flower I've ever
This-
seen.
the
It's the story of my life.
sad flower. Oh man. All
I'll
right,
never
well,
tell a girl that.
once again, make a video about my scooter. There is at least one video about my
I broke
scooter.
it.
Which one?
I broke the.
Oh yeah, he's crashed one of them. I go off
couple
roading.
times.
Yeah, he's crashed.
I go off roading, but I'm also not all there.
For those of you
Off-roading
wondering,
and
if you
off-scooter.
search for me, I do have I have a personal YouTube channel as well. It's not really, there's not much on there, but there is at least a good crash video of Steve, maybe two of them.
I don't know.
So Steve's definitely crashed a few times. So
I mean, the head thing. That was a
different crash.
Yeah.
oh
there's
yeah,
no
yeah,
footage of that.
Steve crashed a car.
Yeah,
You've
I
crashed a
did.
few cars.
Two.
Two.
To be fair, the last one was not his fault.
No, he completely got crashed into. That's still
No,
ongoing.
well,
we can't
sort
talk
of.
about that.
yeah, I guess. I mean,
We won't talk about that.
it wasn't my fault.
No, it
That's all
wasn't
you
his
need
fault
to
at
know.
all. That's all you need to know.
And
You didn't do
that
it.
the human body contains a lot of blood. It's a
always-
lot more than you think.
It's always more than you think.
Yeah.
There's a lot of blood on the street. There's a lot of blood on the car.
On me,
On the jacket.
on Kyle,
Yeah.
A little bit.
It was,
all mine.
It wasn't. Yeah, it was not my blood.
yeah, he kind of like looked like a murder victim, but he was alive.
I'm still walking around. That's the one they couldn't figure out.
Yeah, the medics seemed concerned with his wandering around in the street.
Yeah, like,
He got scalped. It was. That's why he wears the hat now.
yeah.
All right, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. But I guess you probably are liked and subscribed if you're here. That's how you knew. You probably didn't stumble across this stupid video.
I don't know. What'd you call it? You got to go with more clickbaity titles.
I am going to start doing clickbaity titles
Yeah.
because
10 reasons you'll be outraged about the thing going on right now.
10 reasons
Yeah.
to switch from Duo Security or something.
10
like
reasons to switch from Duo Security.
I want to make 10 reasons videos, but only ever have like 7.
Yes. 10 reasons why that we only share 7 reasons.
And see how many of these I can get away with before somebody calls me on it.
yes.
That. Reason
all
number
of
1.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, just... No, you don't say reason number 1, though. You gotta talk, because if you use numbers, they can
They'll
track
call
it.
you out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we just start saying, here's a reason, here's a reason,
And
here's
another
a reason,
reason.
and you stop at 7 every time. I like this idea.
Yeah.
If we control everybody, we're excited. All right, thanks for watching again. I'm going to turn this off because there's a few more things we got to do before we can go play video games and screw around.
Okay, thanks, bye.
It's not what you guys
Hey,
wanted to
thanks.
hear.
Bye.